What's going on, everybody? Hopefully, everybody's doing very well. This is 9:20. I have 6:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is our high 90s, high 80s trades of the week that I think that you should be looking out for. The highest when it comes down to probability of success rating is the Australian dollar, United States dollar. We have it at a 92% probability of success rating. Now, let's talk about why we feel so heavily that this is going to end up being a strong trade that you could be able to take. First off, if you look at the overall weekly, we're getting ready to switch over to the weekly to take a look at it. We can see that the market has moving to a point to where it's broken the trend line. And let me zoom in just a little bit more. Uh, at this particular point, with it breaking the trend line, it's not fully confirmed as of yet. So we're waiting a little bit more for us to be able to have at least two candlesticks two candlesticks to the left and two candlesticks to the right overall to be able to break this trend line fully. But once it does break, that means that the market is basically at a 618 or the sweet spot area to where we can see this market starting to be able to fall. Now, after it breaks that overall area, in which we have seen that it has happened on the daily, uh, the primary focus on this overall position is what's going to end up happening over the next couple weeks. Remember, since March, the Australian dollar has ended up hitting lows and has went back up to the 70, as high as 74 when it comes down to the overall movement. Now we expect that with it being the start of quarter four and the start of the movement towards the downside, we should see that the Australian dollar should start to move to the downside. So we actually have a ABCD swing that has happened since last week. Remember, the US dollar index is getting to a point where it's starting to retest and it should be starting to move toward the upside since the market has been falling. So we are kind of looking at the US dollar index and kind of monitoring it with the Australian dollar for its overall movement. But we have this overall play right here. There's a high of 73.14 for the overall movement. Market ended up going down and hitting 71.19, and then after that broke the trend line. Remember, once we end up having a breakout, you have to have a retest. The retest ended up happening right around the 618 area, which was right around the 73.29 area. Since then, the market broke a trend line on Friday, and based off of that movement, we have a confirmation of a trend line break. So the thing that we're looking for now is, okay, well, can we be able to trade this towards the downside? We have a couple positions that I'm interested in being able to look at. The first one is a daily point of control, which is going to end up being right around 68.55, and that's based off of all of the information all the way up to 2020 for that overall movement. We can see that if we keep on moving a little bit more towards the side, we have a daily point of control right around this area at 68.55, which is take profit one for us. But if we're trying to stand it a little bit longer, you can look at this market basically retracing down to the daily R5, which is right around right around the 38.2% for being able to trade to the downside. So we are interested in being able to look at that from a daily perspective to keep on trading down. Now, this market is making more of a bullish crown, which means that it ended up breaking the overall A of the daily move. We'll get a little bit more into that in further videos, but that's based off of just looking at Fibonacci's and breaking the sequence. But also, what we can be able to look at a little bit more is we can focus in on the 2 hour now. Because we're focusing in on the 2 hour, we see that overall, here's our same swing. This market has broken the trend line on this one. That trend line break that we were talking about was this move from right here. Get ready to show you. From right there, there goes our kind of trend line break. There goes our retest. The market ended up hitting this C, was slowly starting to move down. If we just do this based off of a 2 hour trade, the current thing that we're looking for is, can we get a high price? Currently, the market is basically, from a stochastic perspective, all the way down to being a little bit oversold at this particular position. If we can get a little bit of a high price, say right around this overall structure area of 73.15, then I think that it end up being a great position. Anything over 73 and not above 73.45 is a good position to be able to start looking at trading long term. Now, I believe this is more of a swing trade, but if you want to be able to trade this as a 2 hour trade, you can trade it down to 71.98, and then after that, start looking at being able to trade it towards those positions that we end up talking about before, which is at 68.55 and 66.55 for its overall position. So overall, if you were to place a stop anywhere, I'm thinking right around the 2 hour stop would be 73.55. And then after that, then you can start looking at positions based off of whatever your trading structure is. Me, I look at this as a more of a 2 hour, as a more of a daily type of swing, or going to a weekly type of swing, as long as the US dollar gains control when it comes down to the US dollar index and being able to see what's happening with that. If I provided value for you in this video, please make sure that you like, share, subscribe to what we're giving to all the videos that we have. Obviously, we would like to be able to continue being able to do this and providing content for you. So all you have to do is just keep on smashing that like button. We'll keep on doing the same. All right, y'all have a good one. Plan your trade, trade your plan.